It's about that time. It is leg day again, one of the hardest days of the week for me to get through. As much as I don't like leg days due to the fact that they drain me so much on a mental and physical level, you already know we don't skip them. So despite me not being the biggest fan of leg day, we are still going to attack it as hard as we can, as efficiently as we can. But with that being said, it's time to attack this leg day, get it done. And yeah, so let's get to it. No more dilly-dallying. It is currently 3:26 a.m. Super early for a leg day, but the only reason I'm doing it this early is because I really want to make sure I can snag a Smith and don't have to deal with overcrowded gyms. Something that I wanted to talk about that's kind of a double-edged sword, because it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing to do consistently, is comparison. Look, comparison is the thief of joy. And the reason why I'm saying this is because while it is motivational to admire someone's physique and use that as motivation to, continue to train hard and push yourself past certain limits and boundaries, constantly being obsessed with comparing yourself to other people you see on social media or wherever you might see a physique or someone else's muscular transformation, constantly doing that can also mess with your head a little bit, because you might be thinking to yourself, why am I not there yet? Why don't I look like this yet? Am I putting enough work? Am I not doing enough? I've been putting in a lot of work. What's taking so long? Am I doing everything wrong? Am I doing something wrong? It can happen, unfortunately, where we have this mentality of, I feel like I've been putting in so much work, why am I not there yet? However, you have to remind yourself that what you're comparing yourself to at times is social media. And when you have that mentality of constantly comparing yourself to other people you might see at the gym or online, social media, whatever the case may be, when you do that, yes, you're comparing yourself to something you see in that moment, but you're not there to see the struggles that other person went through. You might see somebody who's extremely jacked or huge or ripped. You don't know the full story. Most likely that person has probably been training for the past 10 years or 5 years. You never know. To build a certain physique or aesthetic, it takes years of hard work, and you might not see the struggles that they went through as well. And you can't think to yourself, oh, I've been putting in so much work and I don't look like this yet, I want to give up. You have to remember and remind yourself, everyone's gym journey is different. Everyone's fitness journey is different. And you honestly have to self-reflect and look at yourself and say, how long have I actually been training seriously for? If it's under a year, you should definitely not be too discouraged, because it's only been under a year. And even if it's been 1 or 2, that's not a long time in terms of a training aspect, because it takes years of hard work. There's a lot of people out there who have great and insane physiques, but if you actually take the time to look at how long they've been training for, they've been training for quite some time, sometimes 5+ years, because it just genuinely takes that long to do and accomplish. You shouldn't let it discourage you, because for some people who have been training for quite some time and have been doing it for a while, you might just be barely getting started. It's not that some other people are ahead of you, it's more so you're just starting out on your gym journey and you got to give it some time. And even if you've been training for 3 years or 4, you have to also remember that's part of the process. It's gonna take time. It's a lot of trial and error. You shouldn't have to constantly discourage yourself just because you're not where you want to be on a physical level if you keep comparing yourself to other people. This is why I say comparison is the thief of joy. Don't let it become an obsession to the point where you are constantly putting yourself down and discouraging yourself because you want to look like a certain person or a certain physique. There's a difference between admiring a physique and using that as motivation to work out and get to that point. There's a difference between that and comparing yourself to someone who's been training for 5+ years. And in that sense, it's going to be harder for you to achieve that because you haven't been training for that long. It is a process, and I say this repeatedly. This is a marathon, not a race. This is going to be something that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it shouldn't be something that you rush into or feel like you have to get to a finish line at a certain point. Take it each day at a time. Each lift is one step closer to your goal, but it shouldn't be something that you obsess about over to the point where you feel like shit afterwards. You're supposed to feel good after the gym. You're supposed to feel good after each meal that you eat. But if you're constantly comparing yourself to others, you're never going to appreciate what you have in front of you, and you're never going to take the time to actually congratulate yourself for the accolades and the accomplishments you've done. It's very important to not let that mindset destroy you either. It can be very easy to lose that motivation and lose that sight of what's actually important when you let other things or other factors come into play and mess with your mindset. Focus on yourself and focus on what matters most, which is you at the end of the day. This is why I say it's very, very important to also give yourself that time to congratulate yourself, recognize and acknowledge the accomplishments that you do have and you have completed, because that way it's like a little milestone for you and something to kind of celebrate and give yourself something to be proud of. Because if you give yourself a task that seems almost impossible, for example, a physique that's been training for 5-6+ years, and you're trying to obtain that physique and you're constantly trying to work towards that, the bigger the goal, the easier it is to get discouraged when you don't reach that goal right away. But if you have little milestones for yourself, it'll be a lot easier to get to that goal without feeling as discouraged and giving up so easily, because it's a little bit overwhelming to reach a certain physique or reach a certain goal that seems almost impossible. And it's not impossible. Nobody is saying you won't get there one day. It's just the simple fact that it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Patience is a virtue, and it's something you must have in terms of training when trying to obtain the physique of your dreams, because it is going to take a lot of patience. For instance, I've been training for a little over 2 years and some change now, and even during that entire process of me training, there were many moments when I felt like I wasn't making progress, but I had to keep reminding myself constantly, this is going to take time. This isn't an overnight thing. And this is 2 years and some change of consistency as well. There's a lot of people who do train for a year or two and it's on and off. And there's nothing wrong with that. Life gets in the way. It's understandable. Sometimes you don't have the time to consistently train 365 days out of the year, including the rest days. And same thing with the eating as well. Not everybody can do that. And that's totally fine, because as corny and as cliche as it sounds, consistency really is key, and it is the recipe for success in terms of building a great and aesthetically pleasing muscular physique. Some people say, I've been training for this many years, but you have to look at it from a broader point of view and say, okay, is it been consistent? Has it been all gas, no brakes? Has it been no days off? Has it been nothing but consistency? Or was there a lot of breaks and pauses in between? These are some things you have to ask yourself and look at when you're comparing yourself to others. Constant comparison will lead to discouragement 100% of the time. Let it motivate you, but don't let it consume you. That's all I have to say for that. You don't want it to become an unhealthy obsession, but still use it as something to motivate you and drive you to keep coming to the gym. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm getting closer. It's one step closer. I'm almost there. With that being said, we're here bright and early. It is currently 3:49. We're going to go inside, get the workout in, show the sets and all that. You already know this whole spiel. And yeah, we're going to show the pump afterwards and the progression, and I'll catch y'all afterwards. Alrighty, so that pretty much wraps it up for today. As you can tell by the footage, holy fucking shit, we got an amazing leg pump. Honestly, I dread leg days so much, but this is one of the best leg days I've had in a minute. I got an amazing pump. I hit a PR on the single leg press, which was awesome. Overall, just a solid day. The gym was not crowded at all. I was able to get through the workout pretty quickly and efficiently. The calf machine that I typically use was out of service, but despite that, you know, I just improvised and used the leg press instead for the calf raises. It was an amazing pump, an amazing workout. Honestly, to be completely frank, a 12 out of 10 leg day. I typically don't like leg days, and honestly, I actually enjoyed it this time. No cardio today, mainly due to the fact that my legs are fucking fried, and honestly, I don't think I'd be able to survive 30 to 40 minutes on the treadmill right now. I'm going to go on a walk later to get my steps in. Honestly, overall, an amazing start to my morning. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Let's crush our goals. Remember, summer's not too far away. Let's get it done. Tomorrow is my rest day, so no video for sure tomorrow. And that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to go home, get some food in me, shower, change, get ready for work. You know, all that jazz. Edit this little guy together for you guys to see. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Alrighty.